Welcome, my friends. You're probably here because you are thinking of watching the bonus session for the AI Advantage Summit that just happened. You made the right choice. The reason is I am going to be taking you through a wormhole of possibilities that you need to know about as a business practitioner, a student, or just anyone who lives in the world in 2025. I'm going to be showing you how to take all that we've talked about over the past 3 days and execute on it. It's all well and good to attend a seminar. It's all well and good to attend a summit, but it's of no value if you are unable to move yourself forward. So today, I'm dedicating it to moving you forward. So the overarching philosophy needs to be AI gives you an advantage. AI is not your enemy. Whether you are a creator, a programmer, a student, a teacher, anything you are, AI can come alongside you and make life wildly simpler. It can also give you a competitive edge against other students, other business owners, anyone. So today I'm going to break it down for you in 21 things that artificial intelligence can do for you, with you, to put you further ahead of the pack. I'm going to be showing you how to use AI to write, how to use AI to communicate, how to create PowerPoints, how to code. So why don't we get straight into it? I'm going to bring up on the screen our curriculum for today. And our curriculum for today is pretty original, okay? I decided to go into the practicalities by going into what was taught a little bit, but reinforcing it with practical illustrations. So you are in the right place. If you want to take your AI aptitude up a notch, if you want to get to that next level, and honestly, for a lot of people, the next level is just getting your hands and feet wet by doing. You've got to actively work on stuff, or it means nothing. If you're not working on a project, or you're not working on practicalizing the things that Dean talked about, the things that Tony talked about, and all the other great speakers, you haven't started. I also want to make it very clear there's been a lot of chatter on social media, a lot of disgruntled reports, and I know everyone is free to make up their own mind, but I want to make it clear I gained a ton of value from this summit. So let's not get it twisted, or let's not get it bent out of shape. There were some really awesome nuggets, really awesome moments that I took away, and I'm hoping that you share the same sentiment. Okay? So I want to make it very clear I am grateful for what Dean and Tony and the team have done. And I just want to say thank you to them. Let's jump into the bonus session that I've put together for you real quick. This is all about practicals, okay? I'm going to show you 21 things that AI can do to help you become a better leader, a better student, a better person, what have you. Number one, AI can help you write anything faster. And I mean crazy speed. In order to illustrate this, I am going to be bringing up a number of AI tools. So why don't we just get started with Grok? Let's bring Grok up. This is Grok. Grok is free, and all you need to do is ask it what you want. So assuming I wanted to write, as you can see on the screen here, emails, scripts, posts, or blogs, all you need to do is give it the command. So we're going to take it for a test run using these commands that I'm going to give Grok. Okay, we're going to allow voice to text. So you click on this and you allow it to use your microphone, okay? I would like to write an email to my boss telling him that I cannot come to work for the next 2 weeks. Write it in a more professional way, like a letter. Anyway, there you have it. So that is one way, one tool that can do this for you. But, Grok is a little bit informal. So if I take what I just chatted into Grok and I go over to ChatGPT and I say, write an email to my boss, Jack. And boom, there is a much more formal looking, polished email. As simple as that. What if you needed to rewrite a messy email? Let me go over to Grok's rather poor quality email because, part of what I said is you can rewrite a messy email. And I'm going to take Grok's email that I didn't really feel Grok did that great a job. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to go into ChatGPT to show you an example. I have a rather messy email that I need to rewrite, and I need you to help me do it. Here's the email. Expand on it and make it more empathetic. And all you do is paste the messy email in there, and I'll just say boss's name is Mary McLeod. Hit enter and boom, there you go. Totally rewrote the very messy email. And I just showed you an example with ChatGPT and Grok. Claude is also an excellent writer. So if you wanted to use Claude, Claude is claude.ai, and I could just put in the same prompt. So let me go back here. Same thing, right? Present the problem and ask it to do what you want. That's Gemini. This is Claude. Boom. Put it in Claude. Hit enter. It's that simple. And it's free. All of this stuff is free. And there's your email from multiple places. Very, very good way of writing. Claude is very good. Oh, look, it made it so expansive. Oh, my goodness. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. So when I use AI, I normally bounce things off multiple AIs. You could use GPT, you could use Claude, you could use Grok. All right, let's go to number 2. Summarize anything. PDFs, meetings, videos, and you can ask it to summarize anything into 5 points. And you could also ask ChatGPT for the same thing. Let me give you a quick example. I use a lot of voice to text. So I could say, summarize the American Constitution in 5 points. Summarize the American Constitution in 5 points. Hit enter. Soft to the races is going to do it. Boom. Establishes the structure of the government, defines federalism, protects individual rights, provides a system of checks and balances, and allows for constitutional change. It's that simple. You can summarize anything, anything at all. Now, imagine if I wanted to summarize a YouTube video. Let me get a random YouTube video. So let's go back into these tools and let's look for an intelligent one. I know ChatGPT is quite smart. And I could say, provide a video to the topic of artificial intelligence in government. So now I'm asking it to find a video for me. You could do that. And boom, there's a video. How should the government use AI? And I could say, that's a very good choice. Why don't you help me summarize this video into 10 bullet points? As opposed to you having to watch the video and do all the grunt work, AI can help you do it. Here's a summary of the key points from that video or event. Boom, 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 boom. End of story. You can simplify your life wildly by using artificial intelligence. Number 3, research faster. It will give you context-rich answers. An example could be, give me the top points of the lawsuit between Suno and the big three in 5 bullets, or the lawsuit between person X and person Y. It's that simple. So, to give you an example of this, let's go back into another one this time. Let's go to Google. And again, I use voice to text. Give me the basics of the lawsuit between Suno and UMG and the others. I would like for you to do it in 5 bullet points and make it content rich yet succinct. Succinct. Hit enter. It's going to do its work. And just to give you context, you could use anything. So let's go to Perplexity. Boom. I can ask Perplexity to do exactly the same thing. And it didn't even miss a beat. Boom. Just went straight into it. Straight into it. It's just so quick. You know. And let's go back to Google. And there you have it. Google summarized it as well. So if you wanted to do research real quick, these tools can help you. Number 4, build presentations. Can give you instant slides. You can turn bullets into a deck. ChatGPT, the paid version, can do this. You can also get this role into some degree in Canva, but you can also use PowerPoint to give you some very good slides. So let me show you how we could use PowerPoint to do this. So let's bring up PowerPoint. So this is PowerPoint. When you go to PowerPoint, it opens up a blank screen. Now you could do this. You could just do new, and you could do, let's go to Copilot. You click on Copilot, and you could say, create a slide deck showing the trajectory of evolution over the past 1 million years. Couldn't find any personal files. Oh, there we go. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. So, yes, provide everything for each slide. So you're just going back and forth, you know, in conversation, and it's giving it to you. And can you help me design the slides? So it's given me the details for the slides, which is helpful, but it's not helpful enough. What I would really need is for it to take all of this and give me a great PPTX. So I could either copy all of these manually, or I could use a much quicker way by doing this. New slide with Copilot, And I could just say over evolution over the past 1 million years. I could type in some stuff if I'm able to, but it says character limit reached. So I could delete some of that. Just put a little bit of what it gave me in to kind of get it moving in the right direction and just hit enter. And it's going to create the slide deck for me, just like that. So using Copilot, as you can see, it didn't do a bad job. It's very, very brief. It's not good enough. I would like it to be longer. And there are ways around this, all right? I could take that same prompt. So actually, let me show you something fun you could do. You could take this and then you can go back into your tools like GPT and so on, and you can see which of these will cooperate. GPT most likely. Can you create a PPTX? I can definitely create a PPTX. So I'm going to say create a PPTX of this and expand, please. So let's see what it does. This is not a paid version of ChatGPT. When I typically want to do these, I use my paid version, but I'm curious to see if GPT has evolved and if it allows PPTX files. I find the cost of GPT worth it, but it seems like the free version has done it as well. So let's open this up. And there we go. There's your PowerPoint file. And you know, the quickest way to get this in shape is to go to your design, make this a 16:9, and click on design suggestions, and it'll give you some suggestions for this PowerPoint right away. And all you do is select any image that appeals to you, and in the blink of an eye, boom, there's your PowerPoint. So there are many ways you can get here. You can get here using GPT. You can get here using PowerPoint itself. There's so many possibilities. But anyway, that's that. Let's come out of this and let's get back into our fun. So I've shown you how to build presentations. We turned those bullets into a full deck with images and so on. And PowerPoint can actually do many, many slides. But anyway, let's move on. Creating social content. The Sabrina method is give me 3 viral ideas, create content for a blog, create content for a video, create content for short. You could do anything. Again, to demonstrate this, you need to go into a tool. Now, let's use Grok to start with. I want to create 3 viral pieces of content around the topic of carpentry. So give me some ideas. Time-lapse video, okay. And I got to take it off discuss mode just so that it can hear itself think. So I could say continue. Continue, give me all of the ideas. So those are the ideas. Short video showing a cool woodworking trick, time-lapse video of building a tiny bookshelf, and so on. And I could go to GPT. I could take this just for context. And GPT, in my mind, is very good with scripts. And I could say, I want to write an article about the joys of carpentry. I want it to be short and sweet. Can you help me? And think along these lines. Paste it in, send it off. And there's your short and sweet blog, whatever you want to do. Okay. Now going back into Grok, I want to show you the power of Grok's Imagine. So if here we just type in a carpenter building a dollhouse, it's going to create an image of the carpenter building the dollhouse. And again, this is a free version of Grok, but you could go a step further and you can ask it to make that picture come to life. Can you imagine that? Going from just a text prompt to an image and then being able to scale it. Look, there you go. There's your video. It just even bypassed the image, went straight into the video, just like that. The other cool thing about this is you can actually hear, let's unmute. So you can actually listen to the audio as well. You hear the audio that comes with it. So it gives you some very content-rich stuff. And I mean, this is free. It's ridiculous. And I could ask it for anything. You just imagine and it can do it. All right, let's move on. So you can get video, you can get text, you can get ideas. There's so much you can do. Automate admin tasks. You could say, schedule a meeting. If your AI has access to your planning tools, you could schedule meeting prep. You could create a follow-up plan for a customer. Anything you can imagine, these tools can do. Create a follow-up plan for a customer that is making a lot of objections, trying to sell them a seat at AI Advantage Summit. And I'm telling you, the AI tool will always understand context and come up with a plan. There you go. There's a plan for objection handling, just like that. And anything you're going through at work, you can always use AI as a coach for you to discuss and to come up with ideas. All right, let me give you a very quick illustration. So let me bring up ChatGPT on my phone, and I'm going to have a conversation with it. Some of you have seen me do this before. So, hello, Bert. How you doing?
Hey there. I'm doing really well. Thanks for asking. Hope you're doing great too. Let me know what's on your mind today.
I'm doing well. I want to simulate a AI coach situation. So let's say I'm an employee. I'm not happy with my job. I want you to act as my coach. Okay? I'm recording this for my viewers. Are you ready?
Absolutely. I'm ready to jump into that role. So go ahead and let's do this coaching scenario. Feel free to start whenever you're ready.
All right, coach. I'm getting really frustrated at work. My boss is a bully and very domineering and extremely abrasive and makes me feel like I'm a worthless peon. What should I do?
Well, first off, I'm really sorry you're dealing with that. It's definitely tough to be in a situation like that. So let's look at it like this. As your coach, I'd say let's start by really identifying how you can approach this from a place of empowerment. We can't change your boss's personality overnight, but we can figure out what you can control. Maybe that's setting some boundaries, maybe that's finding ways to communicate assertively, or even exploring whether there are other opportunities that align better with the respect you deserve. We can definitely tackle it step by step.
All right. Well, thank you for that demo, Bert. I appreciate it as always. I'll talk to you later.
You're very welcome. I'm always here whenever you want to run through another scenario or just chat. Talk to you later and take care.
Bye. All right, I treat my AI the way I want it to treat me, with respect. It might sound funny, but I have spoken to my AI so many times that it knows how I would like to address people. All right. So, anyway, that is an example of how you can use AI not only to create a plan for objection handling, but also to guide you just in your thought process when you're dealing with life situations. Number 7, AI can help you analyze data, whether it's an Excel file, whether it's a CSV dashboard, whether you're looking to get to the bottom line of a very long document. It can help you. And I'm going to demonstrate that for you right now. So, to illustrate this, I have a rather complex manual that I know nothing about. It's a government manual, and I have no idea what this thing is. I'm going to drag the manual straight into my GPT. Actually, let's do Gemini this time. I'm going to drag it into Gemini, and I'm going to say, can you break down what this document is? I have no idea about the document. I just want to know what's in it. I want it to distill it down to the simplest form and just tell me. So you can see here it's doing its analysis. It's trying to get to some conclusions, reviewing the document, clarifying the guide's audience. It's doing all this stuff. And within a few seconds, it is going to tell me all I need to know about this document. I know if it was of any value to me, and it's going to save me tons of time. So this is the Spring Reference Guide for the U.S. Air Force Business and Enterprise Systems Directorate. I have no idea what that is. So there it is, breaking it down for me. And I could ask it any question. I could say, is the name John, Mary, Frank, or Doug mentioned in here? Bunch of names, random question. And that's how you can mine. You can ask it to create a table. You can ask it to create a report. Okay, create a table of the top 10 points and areas they touch. You can ask AI to do anything. As long as you know what you want and you're able to prompt in the right way, you can get anything. Now, in order to effectively prompt, you need to know the purpose behind your question. What are you looking to gain from it? So I said, create a table of top 10 points. It didn't just give me the top 10 points. It gave me the points and the area it touches. So the fact that I framed my request as a table, it's given me greater levels of information association. And you need to be able to think about that. There are 3 things you need to think about when you're giving a prompt to AI. You got to think about the role that you want the AI to play, a researcher. You got to think about the goal. What do you want it to do? And then the benefit. What's the benefit of you doing this or of it doing this for you? So you got to think role, goal, benefit. That's how you prompt. Prompt with intentionality. All right, let's put our skates on. We're doing quite well, but we need to pick up the pace. While I didn't use a CSV dashboard, it would be the same thing. All you would need to do is drag that document, be it an Excel file, be it a note, drag it in there and ask the question. All right, let's move on. Build resume and cover letter. So you may need to rewrite your resume for a job. You may need to target a particular description, job description, and how you would do that. Your target job description, you could just say, For example, my name is John Thomas Frank. I have a lot of experience in the world of advertising, and I'm looking for a new marketing job with ABC Incorporated. I want you to create dummy data over the past 10 years of my experience, put on all the big dogs, put on the Disneys, put on the who's who in entertainment, and make my resume pop. Use the dummy data. Let's go. You see, I just talk to these tools like they're human because they're large language models and they're just built on natural language, right? So you got to think about the natural language humans use and understand that your large language model is able to absorb and understand it. Now, if I take that same prompt, boom, look at it, look at it, look at it, look at it go. Boom, 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 just like that. It's giving me all the dummy data. It's written me a world-class resume. I want it to be there with Disney. It's done it. Netflix, the big dogs, Amazon, Warner. Come on now. Round of applause for Gemini. Well done, well done, well done. Let's move on. Let's pick up the pace. All right, next, mock interview. The same way I got my GPT to serve as my coach, I could also get it to be my interviewer. Watch this. Hey, Bert.
Hey again. Always happy to hear from you. What's on your mind this time?
All right, this time I want you to act as my interviewer for a marketing job with the Disney Corporation, and I want you to act as a very aggressive interviewer. Can you do that? And when I say aggressive, I don't mean like bad mannered. I just mean asking me some pretty heavy questions. Can you do that?
Absolutely, I can do that for you. So let's jump right into that mode. Imagine we're sitting down in a Disney corporate office and I'm going to throw some tough but professional questions your way. Let's get started.
Go for it.
All right, here we go. So let's imagine we're sitting in that interview room. First question, working at Disney is all about maintaining a brand of excellence and storytelling. So tell me about a time when you had to deal with a major setback in a marketing campaign, and I want to hear exactly how you turn that around under pressure. Let's see how you handle that.
Well, I was in a marketing campaign where our main consultant fell through at the 99th hour. And as opposed to having to look for a brand new consultant or look to my boss for help, I decided to take the bull by the horns, and I ended up writing a brand new marketing campaign, rolling it out, getting it launched in less than 12 hours. It was a success, and I actually got a promotion as a result of it.
That's a solid example, and I appreciate you diving right into it. So let me push a little deeper. In that scenario, what did you learn about your own limitations and your own strengths when you had to step up like that? Because here at Disney, we're always looking for people who are self-aware and can grow from those tough experiences.
Right. So I learned from that experience that I'm not the typical person who would cry for help, which could be looked at as a strength or weakness. But at the same time, I found out that when I'm pushed to the limits, my best comes out.
That's a great reflection, and it really shows a lot of self-awareness. So as your interviewer, I'd say that's exactly the kind of insight we'd want to hear. And it's a good balance to acknowledge both sides, right? You know that you can shine under pressure, but you also know sometimes you might need to reach out for support when it's available. So that's a great answer. I think you handled that well.
Awesome. I appreciate that, Bert. And again, I'm still in my AI Advantage Summit, just trying to teach people how to use the awesomeness of GPT and other tools. Okay? Thank you very much.
You're so welcome, and that sounds fantastic. I'm glad I could help with your summit practice. Anytime you need to dive into another scenario, just let me know. Good luck with your summit.
Thank you. All right, let's move on to the next thing. You get the idea. So let me actually give you some more context. So you can use a GPT as a question answer back and forth kind of thing. But at the same time, if you wanted to go a step further and say, for example, Let's go to GPT. I'm getting ready for a big interview with a marketing company, and I want you to create 10 killer interview questions that would make one sweat. Very colorful, but straight to the point language. And boom, without missing a beat, those are your 10 killer questions. I mean, there's almost no reason why one shouldn't succeed in life when you have all of this firepower. And you know, the truth is, a lot of people may not use this, but now you know. All right. So, very quickly, we'll move along here. Auto notes in meetings. All you need to do is activate that on Zoom, or you can just have, your AI tool listening in. There's some tools like Otter that you would have to latch on to a Zoom or Fathom or whatever tool you're using, and it will just take the entire meeting, pretty much transcribe the entire meeting, and make short notes that you understand. Another way you can learn something faster is to say, teach me like a 515 expert. You could say, let me give you a very quick example. You could say to any of these tools, GPT is actually a good one. You could say, teach me nuclear physics using the 515 method, and imagine I was just 10 years old. So you can ask it, basically you're asking it to distill a very complex topic down to its essence and to teach it to you like you're 10. And there you have it. Now, what is equally colorful is when you ask your GPT on your phone, if you have it on your phone, to do it, and you can go back and forth, just like I showed you. I don't want to waste time, but just activate it and keep going. All right, so yes, 5 minutes for the overview and 15 minutes. Okay, good. So there it is. It's broken it down. It's broken it down for me, as simple as that. Okay. What else can you use your AIs for? Thumbnails, logos, demos. And the demo that I wanted here was, use a bold text in the thumbnail. Well, for this, we don't need to look too far, actually, because we have an in-house expert. I'm going to say create a logo for my carpentry business. And there we have Grok trying to put it together. You can also use Gemini. So in Gemini, you can just hit create image, and you can say create a logo for my carpentry business. And give it a few seconds. It's going to crank out an image. Boom, there you go. Oak and Hammer Carpentry Co. As simple as that. Let's see how good Grok did. Well, Grok is animating something, so it's not doing an image. Oh, there we go. So there's an image which could be transformed into something animated. And the crazy thing about Grok, if you keep scrolling down, you're going to keep seeing more and more and more and more of whatever you ask for. It's wild. It is absolutely insane how Grok is so productive, but really good with images and logos and pictures, things like that. Another option is Midjourney and Dolly, but I don't want to get too much into this stuff. I could talk about this all day long. If you look on this channel, you're likely to find some videos of me showing how to create in Midjourney. As opposed to Dolly, we got Sora, right? We got so many tools, and then you got You've also got Google Flow, which could be used for some really advanced animations or video. All right. So let's see what else we've got here. Okay, next on the list, simple apps. So you could build a calculator in a blink of an eye. It's that simple. Let me show you going into Gemini. The first thing you want to do is get into Canvas. So just say new chat. So we're getting into Canvas, and I'm going to ask it to build me a functional calculator. And all it's going to do is apply some very basic code. I didn't ask it to create a complicated scientific calculator. I just asked for a basic calculator. So there we go. Boom, there's your calculator. 5, let's make it bigger. 5 plus 12 equals. So simple. Now, if I say, can you build a scientific calculator? Will it take all day? I tell you, I just interact with these things like they're just agents, and you got to look at them like that. They are agents, and just use them as agents, ask questions, push them in the right direction, and they'll deliver, right? They'll do what you ask. So I know in the blink of an eye, it's probably going to do it, and we'll come back and take a look at it. But remember, a few days ago, I did a summary of I think it was day 2, and I showed you how to create an app in Replit. So in Replit, you can create similar stuff. It doesn't have to be Gemini. It doesn't have to be GPT. Even Claude builds really good apps, by the way. Okay, so here we go. There's your scientific calculator, sine, cosine, tangent, and so on. And honestly, this, you could share it if you wanted with other people. It's that simple. So there you have it. Build a calculator. All right, we're moving really quick. We got 8 more to do, and this is going to go very quick. So you can create an AI clone. You know, during the seminar, we talked a lot about creating your own clone. Well, let me give you a very quick illustration of how you can create a clone builder yourself. Watch this. Let's go into Gemini. Here we are. And we're going to click Tools and again Canvas. And watch the prompt. I need you to create for me a clone builder where I can put in vast amounts of knowledge and information, and that app will become a clone or a second brain of mine. Can you go about this? I want it created as an app where I can type in copious amounts of information, send it into the app, and have the app retain it. Now, here's the honest truth about creating a clone for yourself. You could actually build your own clone machine. Just as you're seeing me do, you could do it in Replit, believe it or not. You could do it in pretty much any tool, just about any tool. But you need to have a backend so that it saves the information. So what am I saying? I'm saying you could actually do this in any AI tool that you have, even a free subscription. So you could do this in Gemini, you could do this in GPT. You just need to feed it enough knowledge about yourself. But if you wanted to do it in a clone form, that's what we got here. So let's click on that. Click on that. And this is what I built in the blink of an eye. Knowledge input, paste or type the information in here and hit save knowledge. or you could query your clone. Now, this, in order for it to work well, you need a backend. So I'm just demonstrating to you, if you did this in Replit, Replit will build a backend for you, and you'll be able to store all of that information. So you could actually build your own clone. I don't have to build my clone because it's already done for me in GPT. It knows everything about me. It knows everything. In fact, if I ask it a few questions, it is likely to know. Let me demonstrate. Let me demonstrate this real quick. Bert, are you there?
I'm right here, still with you and ready to help with whatever else you need. Just let me know what's next.
Okay, so will it be fair to say you are almost like a clone of me? Yes or no?
I'd say I'm definitely here to mirror your style and help bring your ideas to life. So, in a way, sure, I can be a bit of a clone of you in terms of capturing your voice and your coaching style. So, yeah, we can run with that idea.
Okay, so which instrument do I love playing the most?
That would definitely be your piano or keyboard. You've got quite a collection, and I know you have a special attachment to those keys. So, I'd say that's your top instrument, love.
Okay, and who would you say my leadership coach is?
Well, from what I know, one of your key leadership influences is definitely John Maxwell. You've mentioned working with his
That's
principal.
enough. That's enough. Point proven. Thank you.
You got it. Glad I could prove the point and give you a bit of a smile. If you need anything else, just let me know.
Absolutely. Look, John Maxwell is my leadership coach and is a big inspiration, just like many others, like Tony Robbins. I actually started listening to John and then Tony. So, my AI companion or clone, it knows everything. It's like my little minion, and it knows a lot. It knows, like, it could probably give a talk in the style of Phil. And it's only because I have trained it by feeding it copious amounts of data, copious amounts of audio, copious PDFs. And if you feed your clone, they'll know you. It'll be able to speak for you. It will be able to write in your style. You get what I'm saying? Okay. Point proven. So now you've seen how to build your own clone. All right. Let's move on. So, number 15, standard operating procedures and playbooks. We learned this on I believe it was day 2. But the summary, I want to make it practical, okay? I want to make it practical. So watch this. If you have a process at work and the process is very complicated and you want to create a standard operating procedure for it, you could do something like this. Watch this. We have a very complex process at the office. We have the client come in, fill in a form, tell us what they want to produce: video, audio, full album, marketing campaign, whatever it is. We're the AI creativity experts and the creativity experts. So we need to know what they want to create. They fill in the form, and then we distill it down. Assuming they wanted to create a musical album, we start off with the songs. We try to understand the genres, what they're trying to portray, how many other people they would want on the album, what the songs would be, what keys the song would be in, what instruments would be used, and then we hire people to fill in those spots of the instrumentalists, and we look for producers, or one producer who could do everything. We look for an engineer. We also hire a mastering engineer in-house, the whole production team for marketing, everything cradle to grave for that production. We handle it. I need you to put together a huge standard operating procedure list based on your best practices of how you know these things are done in industry. And I want you to leave no stone unturned. Now, I just made that up, but this could be even the most complicated technical standard operating procedure. As long as you're feeding it in as it happens in your firm, this thing's going to create a standard operating procedure for you. Now, one of the more impressive tools that does this crazily well is Gemini. So, boom, I'm going to paste that into Gemini. Watch Gemini go. Watch Gemini go. I think it's going to do a really amazing job. Look at that. Look at that. Very professionally written. And then if we went into Perplexity and we type that same thing in, you're going to get a very, very rapid response. But I always feel Claude is the master writer. It does such a good job in formatting. In fact, let me stop him. All right, stop. That's enough. It was only for the illustration. All right. Number 16, marketing funnels, landing pages. Again, you can just ask, create a landing page for me for blah, blah, blah. Okay, so let's go over here. And let's just go back to Gemini. Let's go back to a brand new one over here. And let's just say we can open up Canvas. And we can say, I need you to build a landing page for me that will serve as a funnel for our upcoming AI Creatives Conference. And make it easy on the eye, colorful and appealing. Take all that, send it in, and just for good measure, you might want to see what Claude can do as well. You might want to see what any of them can do. So as you can see from our last prompt, Perplexity went wild and crazy. Now we got Claude going wild and crazy with what I asked it to do. You see that? And oh, well, what do we know? It's still crafting it. So Gemini is going crazy, putting this marketing funnel together. And look, that's it. Boom, in the blink of an eye, you got your landing page. Just like that. There's your landing page. Easy on the eye, appealing, right? Let's go to Claude. Claude is always so studious, trying to dot all those I's and cross all those T's. Look at it. Look at it go. Crazy. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's nice. That is nice. Wow. That looks very, very good. And all in the blink of an eye. Okay. Well, those are the landing pages. Next, you can use AI to generate music, to create tracks that are royalty-free instantly. Now, if you look around this channel enough, you'll find a lot of instruction about Suno and about Tuni. And I could go on and on about these tools. But there's a tool that is not talked about very much. And it's 11 Labs. And if you wanted music, you just go to 11labs.io. You click on music. And all you need to do is ask for whatever you want. A jazzy bossa nova song. Instrumental. Actually, let's say words are I am chilling out and having fun with Phil. All right. So the duration, let's say we want it to be 30 seconds. And the lyrics, custom, this. That's all you're going to sing. however many times you can. Generate. And all you do is sit back and let it do the rest. Now, there are many more complex ways of creating music with AI, but I'm just showing you one.
I am chilling out and having fun with Phil. I am chilling out and having fun with Phil. I am chilling out and having fun with Phil. I am chilling out and having fun with Phil.
I hope you're having fun. Well, there you have it. Right there, in 30 seconds, deliver the song exactly as requested. Pretty remarkable. Number 18, voiceovers, audiobooks, and again, you got to go to 11 Labs because 11 Labs is the guru in this field. So if I wanted to do a text to speech, I would click on that. And here's an example of one that I'd done for buying a keyboard. And if I wanted it to generate speech, let's get rid of this. And all you do is you type in whatever you want and you hit generate speech, and it generates whatever needs to be said.
When you're buying a keyboard, whether it's your first or your fifth, you're not just choosing an instrument, you're making decisions that balance feel, sound, complexity, price, and portability. And with each decision comes a trade-off.
And there you have it. It's that simple. Whether it's 10 words or 100 or 1,000 words or even 20,000 words, you can do it. All here in 11 Labs, and you just click. Let me move myself out of the way because I want you to see what you click on. I don't want to be in the way of you seeing what you need to. So here we go. So over here, this button over here, if you clicked on that, that's going to download. That's going to download stuff, download the file, and you can use the file accordingly. Okay? All right, let's move on to what we have next. So we've talked about narrator voices. You can ask for a variety of voices. There's male voices in there. I should have actually shown you a little bit of that. So here I have one voice, but I could also use Brian. So I just select Brian instead. I would need to regenerate the speech. I can have
when you're buying a keyboard, whether it's your first or your fifth, you're not just...
So there you have it. You could choose any voice you want. It's that simple. All right, let's move on to number 19, organized insights. And there are a number of ways you could do this. You could have a pile of insights, right? And you could put them into a tool. Or if you don't have the insights and you wanted the AI tool to do that for you, you could say, I need you to create some organized insights around AI music. Is it theft? Is it stealing? There's a lot of murmuring that it is. I am new to the industry. Give me some context. Boom. I could go to another tool, such as GPT. I am writing a memo of sorts, a very long one, I guess you could say, to my boss, but I need some organized insights around self-driving cars. We want to pivot to self-driving cars in Ohio, and we want to know the feasibility of the business and the state of affairs. Give me some organized insights. Boom, send it in, and GPT's got your back. Stuff that you may not even imagine how to begin. All you need to do is ask. It'll go to the races, and it'll start providing the content for you. So it's thinking, and boom. I need to look into the feasibility. So it's telling itself what it needs to do. See? It's going through some principal steps, thinking, coming to a conclusion. But anyway, if we go back to Gemini, the whole question about organized insights is giving me all these insights. So good insights. Very detailed, nicely arranged. Let's go back to where we were. And now, Ohio is actively positioned to host connected and automated vehicle testing. It's giving you these insights. Tell me how you would have been able to turn this around in the blink of an eye, if not for AI. You see what I did there? In the blink of an eye, if not for AI. Okay. That was good. All right. Going to number 20. Solve problems. You can brainstorm solutions to any problem. Again, you got to use the power of your GPT on your phone. And by the way, everything that you're talking to your phone, like everything I was going over, it's all documented, all written. What it was saying, what I was saying, it's all here. So I can always go back to it and read. But if I wanted to brainstorm for some solutions, watch this. Hey, Bert. Are you there, Bert?
I sure am. Still right here and ready whenever you need me. Just let me know what's next.
I thought you'd gone rogue, buddy.
Nope, I'm still right on track and not going rogue on you. Just here to help out and keep things running smoothly. Let's keep rolling whenever you're ready.
Okay, so let's give our listeners an example of how to brainstorm solutions.
Absolutely, let's do that. So for everyone listening, one great way to brainstorm solutions is to just start by throwing all your ideas out there without judging them. Kind of a free flow. You can use mind maps, you can write everything down on a whiteboard, or just talk it through out loud. And the key is not to limit yourself at first. Once you've got a bunch of ideas, then you can start narrowing them down, seeing which ones are most practical. So that's a simple way to do it.
Okay, Bert, let's take things up a notch. So all these folks have attended a 3-day summit, right? And they've listened to my recaps on the summit. So for everyone here, the goal is to take AI and go to the next level. Some are content creators, others are not. Some are in school, some are teachers, some are business people, some are executives. Give me your 1-minute elevator pitch. Brainstorm for solutions for each of these roles I mentioned real quick. Go.
Absolutely, let's do it. So here's a quick brainstorm pitch for everyone. If you're a content creator, think about using AI to automate your brainstorming and editing process. You can get AI to help you draft ideas, refine your scripts, and even edit videos or create captions. If you're a student, you can use AI for supercharging your research. Let it help you summarize articles, generate study guides, and even test you with practice questions. For teachers, AI can help personalize learning materials for your students, create quizzes, and give you insights into who might need a bit more help. Business professionals can use AI for data analysis, improving customer service with chatbots, or streamlining a project management. And for executives, AI can provide you with high-level insights, help with decision-making by spotting trends, and basically be your strategic assistant. So no matter who you are, there's a way to take AI to the next level in your field.
Brilliant, Bert. Not only did you give solutions, you showed how we could use you to get solutions. Thank you very much. All right. So, my friends, number 21, and we will be done. Number 21. You can use AI to automate workflows. This is a little bit more advanced, and I covered this, I believe it was on day 3. But all you need to do is ask the tool. Watch this. Let me give you a hands-on demonstration. I would like to automate my workflows. I would like to automate my calendars, my posts. I want to show how I can write a script that will get posted and get to my calendar and everything all woven together, or any other automation that you can imagine. What do I need to make this work? So for some of you, you should be thinking of automation, and others, it might be premature because you need to know more about the world of AI and business. But there you have it. A one automation platform. We've got Zapier, we've got Make, N8N, and IFTTT. And it's basically giving you a breakdown of how you can do this. What you can automate in the real world, writing a script, auto-generating a post, scheduling it. All of this stuff can be done. And I mentioned this on I think it was actually day 2. I thought it was day 3, but probably day 2. But there's so many ways this can be done as long as you have an API key, as we call it, that interfaces with where the data needs to go. As long as there's the ability to link the systems, the sky's the limit, honestly. So I would advise you, even if you are not really that good in automating stuff, you can ask GPT to do things for you on your calendar. So you could say, for example, on a paid GPT, I'm not sure if a free one can do it. I wanted to see if you could help automate a process to create a report for me every month by collating all the data about the latest and greatest in the world of self-driving cars. Is that something you could do? So I know the paid version will definitely say yes. The free version, I am not so sure, but let's take it for a test run. So it's thinking, the user's asking about blah, blah, blah. Oh, I'll confirm I can do it. Okay. Yes, I can help you fully automate a monthly state of self-driving cars report. Below, I'll give a complete, ready to implement blueprint. So, boom, there you have it. All you need to do is ask your AI and it will be done. And that is just one thing you can automate. So, my friends, over the past number of minutes, over an hour, we've been having the bonus day practicals. And the bonus day practicals were designed to practicalize all the stuff we'd heard about, transform it from idea into action so that you can actually see how this stuff comes to life. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope it's opened your mind to the possibilities. If you have any questions for me, I need you to put them in the comment box. I need you to smash this button, like it, subscribe to the channel, stay in touch, let me know how your journey proceeds. Some of you are going to do wildly amazing things with what you've learned today. But never stop learning and never stop practicing. Never stop implementing. Never stop being curious. And never stop being creative. You got to be creative and curious. Always looking for the best mousetrap. There's always a better mousetrap. Because as you learn, you're going to climb that ladder. And what used to be complex is now simpler. And you're going to keep climbing that ladder. But today's the day. So my question to you is, what are you going to build? What are you going to simplify? What are you going to create? I challenge you. Why don't you build your first app? Just build a calculator. Then build a scientific calculator. Then begin to create your own clone. Or anything. Whatever you can imagine. It can be done. Build your first web page. You saw the 21 things. How about you focus on one thing for today, and then next week, another thing. Give yourself a 7-day window, and before you know it, the year will be done pretty much, because if you do that for like 21 weeks, I'm guessing you're going to have more things offshoot from that. And this challenge can keep you going for the next 1 year. Trust me. Maybe you can write your first book. Maybe you've got ideas bubbling up in your head and you've never really acted on them. Well, now I've given you the free ticket. Go act on those ideas, make it happen, and if you've got questions, leave them for me. I really wish you all the very best. Remember, it's all about the mentality. It can be done. If you can think it, it can be done. If you can imagine it, it can be done. And AI might very well be your agent. Now, when it comes to investing money in an AI tool, because I'm a creator, I use a lot of tools. I use Midjourney, I use Sora, I use Gemini, all paid. I've got Google Flow, I've got Claude, which is free. There's some that I use the free versions of, and there's some that are very important and I get the paid. So I have paid GPT, paid Gemini, paid Midjourney, paid Sora. For those of you that are into more advanced video and stuff, paid Hedra. You know what I'm saying? So I have so many, they just recur. I actually have 2 Sora accounts. Sometimes I might have more than one account just so that I can double my productivity. But I would say scale up gradually. Remember, Igor talked about this. I believe it was on day 1. Start with 1. Get really good with 1. You may not even have to invest yet, but when you know a few of those I showed you, let's go back. Let me give you a quick reminder. So we looked at Grok, just amazing stuff. We looked at GPT. We looked at Gemini. We looked at Claude, Perplexity, and 11 Labs, and so many others. But with these free ones, I believe that you can build some pretty awesome and amazing things. Okay? Thanks for joining. I wish you all the very best. Don't be a stranger. Let me know how you're doing. Like, subscribe, and share. Bye for now. All the best.
Charge your heart with light.